On Wednesday, November 5th at 7:19 a.m. Central Time, we have this month's full moon happening in the sign of Taurus, and it's going to be grounding and stabilizing and deeply sensual and all those earthy things. As always, full moons are associated with things being illuminated and revealed. Like, think about a full moon in the night sky. It lights things up, and that's kind of what a full moon does, is it illuminates things and it brings things to our conscious awareness. And then full moons are also times where, like, our emotions are heightened and our intuition is heightened and we're just feeling a little more sensitive, and so we might be going through a bit of an emotional release of sorts. But as we're releasing, we're just releasing those things that no longer serve us. And we're releasing in order to make room for the new and make room for things that serve us more and are more aligned with where we're going. And so with this full moon happening in the sign of Taurus, that means it's going to be illuminating all things Taurus. And so that can be like, our values and our feelings of self-worth and our resources and our sense of security and just those things that matter most to us. And so this full moon will probably be bringing up themes related to our sense of emotional safety and security. And when you think about it, it's like those things that make us feel secure that we tend to value the most. And it's interesting because Taurus tends to govern our values, being ruled by Venus. And so under this full moon, this is a time to really reflect on your values and like your current set of values and reflecting on how they may have changed or evolved over the years, because our values don't tend to stay the same throughout the course of our entire life. And so really like honing in and really like getting clear on what you value most, because our values are those things that kind of help stabilize us and bring us that feeling of security again. And when you feel secure in yourself, then you're able to know yourself better and make decisions and take actions in a way that are aligned with those values, in a way that is authentic and true to you. So try to imagine that your values are like this like grounding energy, and this energy that really stabilizes you and like recenters you and brings you back to your core. And if you're in my Patreon, I was talking about it as like, imagine it's your values are these things that anchor you down and really keep you strong and solid, even when the world around you feels a little chaotic. Because this full moon will more than likely be illuminating some things, and it's not always easy to like stay centered and stay grounded. And so when you know your values and your worth so deeply, that even when the world feels as tumultuous as it does right now, it's kind of like your nervous system is still able to remember, I am safe in my body and I am allowed to receive those things that I want and desire most, and I don't need to earn my right to rest. And so as you're doing some reflecting on what your values are, this might be a time where we're kind of, releasing outdated and old values that are no longer aligned with, who we are. And we'll also be, releasing those things that kind of hold us back from realizing our sense of self-worth and,